Hey YouTube, what's up? It's CS back here with another installment, and here are my predictions for UFC 147 Silva versus Franklin 2. Alrighty, folks. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I actually like this card a lot. I think it is the better half of the UFC's fight weekend. Of course, there's a bunch of Brazilian dudes on here, so to some of my viewers, yeah, if you don't know who these guys are, just give them a look. I know you're probably not going to pay for this shit anyway, so just stream it somewhere. Pay attention to this shit because these guys are exciting. So I expect big things from this card. I don't expect a lot of lane prey. I don't expect a lot of sloppiness unless it might be on the feet. I don't think it's going to be bad as Leonard Garcia, however. But, look for some sweet subs in this card and look for some sweet kicks. I don't know, some weird capoeira shit, some cool knockouts. I don't know. I think we're going to see some nice finishes here. I think we're going to see some nice fights overall. I do think the main event is kind of weak between Vanderlei Silva and Rich Franklin in their second bout. But hey, I still think that's going to be exciting, and the rest of that main card, and again, the whole card altogether, that preliminary card, in my opinion, is not weak. I know most of the guys there. Again, check out my preliminary card picks in the description below if you feel like doing so. But let's start this off at the top like usual in the main event. And of course, that's between Rich Franklin and Vanderlei Silva in a catch weight of 190. Alrighty, folks. Well, who do you guys have in this main event? It's a main event between two fallen fighters, if you ask me. Rich Franklin, definitely not the Rich Franklin that we used to see 4 or 5 years ago. However, I still think he has a lot to offer on the feet against someone like Vanderlei Silva for sure. Vanderlei Silva can get knocked out by Chris Leben. Maybe a Rich Franklin flurry or combination could do it. As for Vanderlei Silva, what does he bring to the table? Of course, he's going to come in there with that reckless shoot-to-box style. If he gets you in the plum, watch out for them knees. But in general, he's going to come at you with hooks, random-ass flurries. Maybe throw a jumping knee here or two, maybe some leg kicks. Yeah, he's pretty scary when he's coming forward and you're not retaliating. I don't think Rich Franklin's going to get gun-shy, though. I think for the most part, he's going to set the pace early and start circling as much as possible. Keep this a lateral technical match and just keep Vanderlei Silva on the outside. Vanderlei does not want to fight that kind of fight. Rich will pick him apart with jabs and combinations when he needs to come in close. I think eventually he will nail Vanderlei with, a knockout punch. Maybe not knock Vanderlei fully out, but I think he's going to finish him off with more punches. I think Vanderlei is going to look relatively competitive, in the midst of fighting Rich Franklin's fight. And I think he's going to try to initiate some of his, reckless shoot-to-box style. But in the end, I just don't see him executing. I just think Rich is going to get comfortable on the feet first, and I just think he's going to do a good enough job of circling around before Vanderlei comes straight at him with that crazy style again. So I've got to go with Rich Franklin to eventually knock out Vanderlei Silva in the first round. I think Rich is going to throw enough accurate punches, and eventually I think one of them is going to hit Vanderlei in the soft spot on his chin. I think Vanderlei is going to go down and again eat some more punches. So that's my pick. Rich Franklin via first round TKO punches. Now let's move on to a striker versus grappler matchup. Here we go with Cezar Ferreira and Sergino Moraes. Of course, this is the Tough Brazil middleweight final, and if you guys know who Sergino is, of course he's one of the best grapplers in the world. The guy has a crazy top game. If Cezar finds himself on his back, it's over. Sergino's gonna rip something off or choke him out. I just don't think he's going to be able to do so because I don't see how he gets Cezar to the ground. Cezar's too athletic. He's too strong. I think his hips will be able to keep him balanced and on his feet. He's done capoeira for years, so he knows how to stand up, in my opinion. Sergio Moraes, I just don't think his jiu-jitsu takedowns are going to be enough for Cezar to, go down. I think that Cezar would be able to keep Sergio Moraes at bay for the most part, dictate the pace of the fight with jabs and low kicks, and just not going to take it down. I think he's going to fight very smart on the outside, and eventually I think he's going to explode on Sergio Moraes' paws with some punches, Vitor style, and I think Sergio Moraes is eventually going to get knocked out. His chin's not the greatest. Again, that guy's been doing jiu-jitsu most of his career, and he's not used to getting punched in the face. And real talk, best way to beat a jiu-jitsu guy, just hit him in the head with something. So yeah, I think Cezar is pretty good at that. Maybe a head kick, who knows, but I'm just going for a variety of strikes for Cezar here. I think he's too athletic, and again, I think he's just the more dynamic fighter on the feet for obvious reasons. So with that, he's probably going to win via knockout. So I got him winning via strikes first round TKO. All right, folks. Now moving on from striker versus grappler to striker grappler versus striker grappler. Yeah, this featherweight tough Brazil final. I actually like Rony Mariano Bezerra or Rony Jason versus Godofredo Pepe. Yeah, Pepe's a solid young rising star in the featherweight division. If you ask me, the guy's pretty skilled no matter where the fight goes. On the ground, he has solid subs, and on the feet, he's a big dude. He's like 5'11" at like featherweight, so he knows how to keep guys at bay, and he hits decently hard. So, this guy's going to be, one to watch out for in the near future. I still think he's kind of raw in terms of skill set, though. I think Rony Jason's just a little bit more skilled no matter where the fight goes as of this point in their careers. Because of that, I got to go with Rony Jason to win this fight. The guy was one of my favorite fighters out of the UFC before this, tough Brazil show happened, and for obvious reasons too. If you guys if you've seen him fight, the guy's pretty exciting no matter where the fight goes. He likes to come forward and just land punches, get within guys' reach, and land knees, punches, whatever it takes to put the guy down. If it goes down to the ground, he can't knock someone out. He's probably gonna rip off an arm or choke you out. And I just think he's gonna finish this Pepe guy because I don't think Pepe's faced anyone as brutal, as aggressive, and as skilled as Rony Mariano Bezerra yet. And I just don't think he's gonna react well to him. So I got Rony Jason winning this fight via first round. I'm gonna say submission via rear naked choke. I think he's gonna put Pepe down with some punches and just get his back in the end. So that's my pick. First round submission, Rony Jason. Next up, here's a relatively easy pick in my opinion. It's between heavyweights Fabricio Werdum and Mike Russo. Fabricio Werdum all day, every day. Mike Russo's a better technical wrestler, if you want to give him that. If he goes on top of Fabricio Werdum, watch out, he's getting submitted. He's getting put in a triangle, he's getting put in an armbar. Fabricio Werdum might even sweep him and just grab his back or some shit. And just on the ground, Mike Russo don't want to fuck with him there. How does Mike Russo win this fight, in my opinion? Maybe he's able to get away with some shit on the ground, not get submitted over the course of 3, although I think that's highly unlikely. But on the feet, maybe he knocks him down and out Todd Duffy on some tough Duffy shit or something like that. But I don't see that happening. I think Fabricio Werdum is too versed on the feet as well. I think he knows how to keep guys at bay using a decent reach. I think technically as a striker, he's better there. He'll put the jab in Mike Russo's face. He'll land combinations and knees if he has to. If it does hit the ground, again, Fabricio Werdum is one of the most comfortable dudes in the world on the mat. So yeah, look for him to just go to work on Russo if it goes there, and maybe he might initiate it. Who knows? But yeah, I think Werdum's gonna be comfortable no matter where the fight goes. However, I don't think Russo's gonna overcommit in this fight. So I look for Werdum to keep him at bay with punches and some combinations on the feet. And I think he's going to pick up a unanimous decision with that. Russo has a pretty hard head. So, yeah, no homo. I mean, yeah, hard head. So, Fabricio Werdum, unanimous decision. Pick him apart with that kickboxing. Alrighty, folks. Now let's move on to the last battle I'm going to be breaking down. It's the one kicking us off in the main card between featherweights Yuri Alcantara and Hakran Diaz. I like both these fighters, guys. Both are very skilled on the mat. Both are very skilled on the feet. It's just Yuri Alcantara is just way more aggressive. In my opinion, that's going to win him out the match. Hakran Diaz, he does have some skills on the mat. His submission skills are good. He knows how to get top position and land punches for a TKO. Alcantara is just, so dynamic of a fighter. He's going to be in your face trying to land punches the whole time, and he's probably going to beat you to the punch. Because of that, I got him winning this fight. Hakran Diaz, though, he's a tough dude. I don't think he's going to get finished, but again, Alcantara, I think, will be able to do this shit over the course of, however long the fight goes. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a decision. So, I'm going to say Alcantara by at least 29-28 UD. And there it is, guys. That about does it for my picks for UFC 147, Silva versus Franklin 2, or the tough Brazil finale. If you guys want, again, preliminary card picks are in the description below, and so are my links. So, check me out on Facebook, Tumblr, or Twitter if you have any of that shit. And stay tuned for my review, which will hopefully be up soon after the event airs. And yeah, there it is, guys. So thank you again for viewing. You guys are the best. Deuces for all my supporters, Bruce for all my haters. Thanks again and take care.